those of you watching, right, Shedeur Sanders, right, here's our Buffs in the League segment. We haven't been able to do this for a while because of, Shedeur's been not playing, been the backup to Dylan Gabriel, and Travis Hunter being out for the year with the knee injury. So I don't know what they actually called it with him, but he's, as we know, Travis Hunter's out for the year. So let's talk a little bit about Shedeur. So just to kind of recap, Dylan Gabriel got knocked out of the game before halftime, concussion. So Shedeur goes in, completes, I want to say it was his first two passes. And then what was it? The next drive, throws an interception, was under tons of pressure. And I'm sure you asked Shedeur about it. He'll be the first to tell you, like, he shouldn't have thrown. Then again, it's a totally different game, and and there was some things after the game that we'll dive into. But finished the game 4 for 16 for 47 yards. That last drive, that kind of highlights who Shedeur Sanders is. None of us were shocked by that. The thing I was shocked at was the one in the end zone where he missed. Right, that was my only shock of the. Of watching Shedeur play. But you give that dude a clean pocket, as you've seen in the last drive, he's going to pick you apart. And he looked good that last drive. It is really, really hard. It is really, really hard to go in there with no first-team reps, right? And I just read something before that it was Wyatt Teller, I believe, starting offensive guard for Cleveland, was like, we didn't even know his cadence at this point, which is crazy because he hasn't gotten any first-team reps. But there was a 25-yard strike to Fannin. Holy cow, man. Like, that is the best throw we've seen out of a Browns quarterback over the past, right, since they benched Joe Flacco. So it was, man, it looked good. He just let it fly. And we were all, us as Buff fans were kind of, okay, like, we know what this dude can do. So I'm curious to see when Shedeur gets his, that whole week of practice, which it sounds like he's going to do, and he'll be starting against the Raiders next week in Las Vegas. But yeah, he missed a throw in the end zone. Great throw on third. Oh yeah, this one was, this one sucked. Great throw on third to give his guy a chance, but it was just a great play by former Buff Chidobe Awuzie, right? So Buff on Buff action there, but Chidobe Awuzie made one hell of a play there. Gave his guy a chance up there. Perfectly thrown ball again by Shedeur. Gave his guy a chance, and again, Awuzie made a hell of a play. So yeah, pretty happy with what you've seen there the last drive. Hopefully, again, they get him caught up to speed, ready to go for this weekend against Vegas. So he needs some time. Will he get it? I don't know. Today it sounded like Dylan Gabriel still is the first-string quarterback, essentially, is what Stefanski said today. I don't even know if it's essentially. That's what he said today. So we'll see what they continue to do with that. The game plan, again, this past week was not for him. He came in and had to pick it up halfway through the game. And, again, just a tough position to be in. No first-team reps, like, ever, it sounded like. And then when the system's not built around you, you going against a Baltimore Ravens defense that is, regardless, right, that is a good defense. They are well coached. Not a lot you can do there with that, right? So, and I expect a better game this weekend, going against a Raiders team that is struggling. So I expect them to have a much better game this weekend. And it does sound like, right, all indications are to go for Shedeur, right? One of those players gets into concussion protocol. It is hard to get out of in that week. Hey, Humble Texan, thanks for joining us. But yeah, so Shedeur, what a hell of it was really cool. The second half, we watched the whole second half, and again, I didn't think I would, like we talked about over the summer, like, be watching all these Cleveland Brown games, and for some reason, our house cheered. I put on the surround sound. We were watching Shedeur going crazy in the house. So I was really good to see him get his opportunity. That whole stadium lit up, and just that effect that Shedeur has, the effect that he has on everybody, the town, the community, everywhere is just fantastic, and just really happy with what he did. There was a shitty thing that happened for Shedeur. Said that during the game his house was broken into and robbed, so that sucks. It's just a really, your first playing time and then something shitty like that happens. That sucks. I feel awful for that young man. Just almost feels like, two steps forward, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. So, but positive note though, I'm sure he'll be ready to go this weekend. He'll get his first start, and again, in this household, we're pulling for